What is up guys, I am Divide, and as you all may be aware, Destiny 2 is vaulting content for officially the first time starting in Year 4, Season 12, or also known as the Beyond Light Fall expansion. Now whether you're new around here, a returning player, or a collector that wants to have everything done, then be sure to stick around because you'll find this one useful. So guys, here's a breakdown of what I'll be covering in this video, and of course, I will have everything timestamped below to make things easier for you all. Just to quickly note here, this is not a prep guide for next season, nor a guide to weapons and armour sunsetting, but more of a to-do guide. So I hope that avoids any confusion, but anyway, here's the breakdown. Content Vaulting Overview. This is a short topic on what it is and a basic list of the things being removed. I'll have useful sources and links in the description to help with this, but I'll explain all that in the next section. In-depth guide of content being vaulted. Here we will look at mostly everything you should be getting done between now and the end of the season to make the most out of the current content. So if you're someone who wants to collect everything you can, then we'll be looking at the vaulted destinations, raids, triumphs and other. And of course that'll mean the blue rare gear from adventures and stuff like that. I'll try to make this guide as easy as I can for you, but I'll mostly note on the things that are being removed and try to tell you guys how to obtain those things. If I miss anything, do let me down in the comments below. Then of course we'll finish with our wrapping up of the video. So guys, if you like this one, be sure to hit subscribe and punch the thumbs up if you want to see more. But now without further delay, let's jump right into the guide of the Destiny Content Vault. So if you're new or returning, you might be wondering what content vaulting is. Well, in simple terms, it's where Bungie are removing old content, mostly from Year 1 and 2, to make space for new content as the game is continuously getting bigger each year. So they'll remove content and may bring things back in the future with more work done to them. So a quick example would be that they remove IO and perhaps bring that back in say 2 years time with new story, quests, strikes and all sorts of stuff like that. So you get the point of how that works. So what exactly is being removed? Well, here's the list simplified by Bungie. Mars, Io, Titan, Mercury and Leviathan, and all their supported PvE activities, including campaigns. Okay, well before we go into full depth of this, let's look at a few important notes to confirm and clear up a few things as of this video being posted. I'll keep any new updates and changes in the comments. So Bungie say, to be clear, the Destiny Content Vault does not apply to any weapons and armour in a player's inventory or vault. The DCV is all about activities and destinations. So if you've obtained anything from content that will get vaulted, you can still use them whenever you want. But remember that most of the gear related content will be sunsetted. If you don't know what that is, it's where weapons and gear from certain seasons will be capped at a max power limit up to I believe 3 seasons after its current season you've obtained it from. For example, Recluse and Mountaintop from Year 2. You won't be able to infuse it beyond 1060 in the future. I'll go into more depth about this in another video. There will be new ways to earn exotics originally tied to destinations and activity content that have entered the Destiny Content Vault. So that will mean if you don't get a chance to obtain some exotics that require you to do a step on say IO, then there will be a new way to obtain it in the future. For example here, if you don't manage to get the Sleeper Catalyst from Prestige Spire of Stars raid, then you should be able to get a new way to obtain it in the future. Although a lot of things require you to do certain things in vaulted areas, like hitting all EP bosses with Worldline 0 to masterwork it, I'm assuming those objectives will also change in the next season to come. But it's best to get these done as soon as possible to avoid any delay in obtaining those things. Available strikes will be based on a pool of possible strikes from active destinations. When a destination goes into the DCV, so too will its strikes. For any PvP players here, the PvP map playlist will remain a curated best of mixture of maps from Destiny 1 and 2. Gambit and Gambit Prime are being merged into a single mode, with their original armour visuals available to earn from the Drifter. Now I'm not 100% sure on this one, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the Reckoning will still be available in Beyond Light to earn the Gambit Prime gear. But again, I'm not certain on this as they are merging the game mode into one. But now moving on to some useful links to help make your to-do list easier. I'll have these in the description, so you should definitely go and check those out as it can be really helpful. But the ones I want to point out are LightGG and D2 Checklist. Using these, you can log into your account and find the gear, triumphs, weapons, cosmetics and all that good stuff that you are missing so this is an easy way to track your progress. So guys, I hope that clears a few things up there, but now let's go into more depth about, well, almost everything that will be removed. So we're going to start with Mercury, probably everyone's most hated planet. Not my personal favourite, so let's be done with it. So for this destination, you'll no longer be able to do the Curse of Osiris campaign. If you want to do this, you can head over to Amanda Holiday in a tower hangar, and she should allow you to do that campaign if you wish to. All Mercury and vendor specific loot, emblems and triumphs. This will be the Universal Wave Function exotic ship, which can be obtained from a Garden World Nightfall. The DFA hand cannon, which can be obtained from the Tree of Probabilities Nightfall. The Sagara's exotic ghost shell, which can be obtained by completing all prophecy weapons. The actual prophecy weapons, I believe there are 10 or 11 if you include the perfect paradox. There are plenty of guides out there to help you get started on this if you're not sure what to do. If you need any help, ask your questions down in the comments. The Mercury Lost Sector. The 3 Mercury adventures including the heroic adventures. Mercury specific emblems. There are 3 in which you can obtain by wearing a full set of Brother Vance gear on each character for your Titan, Warlock and Hunter. And the Mercury triumphs under destinations. There may be more things such as quest steps and triumphs associated with Mercury, but this will be in the final topic. If I've missed anything, which I probably have, then do give me your angry faces with what I've missed down below in the comments. I'm also going to point out for those collectors here, using LightGG and D2 checklist, you can find things you are missing such as ghost scannables, uncleared lost sectors and so on. So definitely use that to complete everything on your account if you wish to try and get as much done as possible. But I believe that's mostly everything from Mercury, so let's fly over to Mars and see what we got there. Okay, so we've arrived at Mars, and there's quite a few things on this one, so let's get started with the Warmind campaign. Again, you can get this by visiting Amanda Holiday in a tower hangar if you wish to start this. All the Mars and vendor specific loot. The Braytech Osprey rocket launcher, which can be obtained from the Strange Terrain Nightfall. The Worm God Transmat effect, which drops from the Will of the 1K Nightfall. All Warmind Ingram loot. This is obtained from Braytech schematics, which have a chance to drop by collecting an override frequency sleeper node and then handing these in to Anna Bray. You have a chance to get one of these weapons on screen. The Escalation Protocol, the EP gear and Year 1 weapons, as well as the ship, Sparrow and Ghost Shell, which all have a chance to drop from the EP chests at level 3, 5 and 7. Although I'm not 100% sure if cosmetics are still currently available to earn. The 2 Mars Lost Sectors, the 3 Mars Adventures, all 45 memory fragments. You need 30 for the Worldline 0 exotic sword and 45 for the Overdrive Sparrow. All 40 override frequencies. Doing these plus 1 additional will grant you the War-Minded emblem, the Sleeper Simulant and its quest to obtain it named Violent Intel, and Polaris Lance by completing the Nascent Dawn quest. But remember, all exotics will have a new way of obtaining them in the future, so don't stress if you can't get them this season. The Worldline 0 Catalyst completion. This requires you to hit all 5 EP bosses, so this will take approximately 5 weeks of rotation to get this one done. And Lumina. You're required to do stuff in the Will of the Thousand Strike, which will be removed. So I believe that is everything for this planet. Just remember that there are emblems and emblem variants, I believe, from the planet's Nightfalls for hitting a high score and from chests hidden around. You should be able to see these in your collections to see the ones you are missing. But now moving on to Titan, we have of course all the Titan and vendor specific loot, the duty bound auto rifle from Savathun's Song Nightfall, the 3 Titan Lost Sectors, 4 Titan Adventures in which you get the adventure specific rare loot, Songbreaker Gauntlets from the Siren Song Adventure, the Lionheart Kinetic Auto Rifle from the Thief of Thieves Adventure, and the rocket launcher from the Deathless Adventure. Just remember to do these on all 3 characters. If you've already completed the adventures but don't yet have all the gear, you'll have to wait until the Flashpoint week for that specific planet in order to redo those adventures. But then there's the Rat King exotic, there's a quest step on Titan, and the Fawn exotic, another quest step that requires the completion of the reprised Savathun's Song Strike, and I'm pretty confident that wraps up Titan. So let's move on to IO. So here on IO, go ahead and visit Asher to get your specific loot. Then you have the sniper rifle obtained from the Pyramidion Nightfall. The Man O' War legendary linear fusion rifle obtained by completing a world quest on IO called Dynasty. and a 1000 Wings ship obtained in the Whisper Dungeon. The Whisper Dungeon itself, along with the Whisper of the Worm exotic sniper and its catalyst from the heroic version. 3 IO lost sectors, and 5 IO adventures in which we have the Mindbreaker leg armor from the Cliffhanger adventure, the kinetic hand cannon from the Arechibo adventure, and finally an energy scout rifle from the adventure Road Rage. So if you're a completionist, that is what you'll need. And now that about does it for the main planets, so let's move on into the Leviathan and the raids. So here at the Tribute Hall, we'll be losing, well, the Tribute Hall itself, so say goodbye to those 3 rallies to the Tribute. So that means we'll also be losing the vendor and its bounties with its rewards from triumphs like emblems. And of course the other side mission, which is required for the Bad Juju exotic and the catalyst, in which you need to place 45 tributes. The Menagerie and all its content within will also be going on holiday. So that will include all Menagerie weapons and gear, including the swords for each character from the heroic Menagerie, the Menagerie mods, the Izanagi's Burden catalyst dropped in the heroic Menagerie, the Truth exotic obtained by doing a quest step that requires the Menagerie for a scrap of paper quest, and a Sparrow and a Ghost Shell, which are both collected from Menagerie triumphs. So that about wraps it up for the destinations, so now we'll be moving into the raid territory, starting off with a Leviathan raid. So the Leviathan raid is going to be removed, which will mean all the weapons, armour, ornaments, emotes, emblems and everything else obtained within the both normal and prestige Leviathan will be gone. The Legend of Acrius for On the Comms quest will be gone. The catalyst for Legend of Acrius obtained in the prestige Leviathan. Skyburner's Oath catalyst, which has a chance to drop from the normal Leviathan. And the Izanagi's Burden exotic quest, which requires you to kill watchers in the Leviathan. The Eater of Worlds raid, the weapon and gear from the raid, and the Telesto catalyst, which drops from prestige. And then we have the Spire of Stars raid, which means you'll be losing the weapons and gear from that, and the Spire of Stars emote, as well as the Sleeper catalyst, which drops from the prestige. We will also be losing the Scourge of the Past raid, all the weapons and armour from that, the Fallen mods from the raid like Fallen Armaments, definitely go ahead and grab those because they're pretty useful. The Anarchy exotic grenade launcher, which you can currently farm the final checkpoint chest over and over to get that, it's a 10% chance. And the Always On Time Sparrow, which drops from the Sparrow encounter. And finally we have the Crown of Sorrows raid. That will mean all the weapons and armour from that one. The Hive mods like Hive Armaments, again go grab those because they're pretty good. And finally the Taraba exotic submachine gun. So that about covers mostly everything, so now let's move on to a few triumphs and some other things that I haven't put into those 2 main sections. So with triumphs and others, I have a list here of the things being removed or are believed to be removed from the game. Starting off here with all Black Armory forges, weapons and gear including Ada 1's inventory, but this I am not certain of, but it's worth mentioning just in case. The Jotun and Lee Montague exotics from Black Armory, possibly Niobe Labs in the EDZ, the ship from Black Armory for forging 100 weapon frames, all forge emblems, 6 shaders and other loot. All of this can be found in the badge collection screen. All ghost scannables in each destination, you can track these on LightGG in real time or D2 checklist as mentioned before. Green and blue rare armour found from planet destination adventures and rare planet specific emblems from lost sectors and planet chests. All planet region chests. Nightfall emblem variants by completing the specific Nightfall with the Nightfall card with the required score for a chance to drop. 4 title seals as shown here including the 2 raid ones Blacksmith and Shadow. All Titan, Mars, Io and Mercury triumphs under destinations. All Tribute Hall and Menagerie triumphs under destinations. Some Vanguard triumphs for companions, heroic story missions and campaigns, as well as some strikes and nightfalls that require you to kill wanted enemies in strikes, lost sectors and destinations. Raid triumphs, lore triumphs. There are some lore triumphs that are found on planets that are being removed, so prioritise those. And the Red War campaign. You can check the triumphs and collections tab to see the missing things you need, and you should easily be able to find out where those things are and how to obtain them, or log into your account on external sites to view and track your missing collectibles. And guys, that about concludes everything regarding the Destiny content vault. If I've missed anything or if anything changes, I'll do my best to keep you updated, and I'll pin those updates in the comments section. I'll also have a detailed post about this, so you can check that out in the description along with useful links, sources, articles and so on. Everything is down below, so go check those out if you wish to. But that is all I have for you today, so if you find this one useful, a rating and feedback is really appreciated as it really helps me out for those future videos. Subscribe if you want to see more like this, but for now guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.